Hi everybody, this is Sam with Python Basics, and we need to step out for a second from our Django series and look at decorators. So, alright, if you're new here, thanks for joining us. This is what we do. We do micro videos. We do one video, subject, then we build upon it, and we go from there. So, if you have not seen nested functions, we're going to do a quick crash course. So a great example of a nested function is exponent and then how to do this, because a nested function and a decorator look very similar, but you implement them completely different and much cleaner. So alright, so we take in x, then, oops, what did I forget? Return x to the power of n. Then return num. So, alright. So let's look at this for a second. Take in this, pull here from this, and then always return right here the nested function. So, all right, we're going to do square. First one, square, equals the exponent, and it's to 2. So let's bring this in. So I'm going to print square, then 2. I want you to square 2, and I get 4. Okay? So then I square. So let's go over this, just maybe going too fast. So I created a new function, okay? And then that function takes an argument. So then I turned it into this. And this is pulling from here, and then we enter it here. So I created a function square, and I assigned the function exponent to my new variable, which in turn is creating a function. So now let's do another one. Cube equals exponent 3. So then let's put this in memory. So then when I call cube and I cube 2, what's that, 8? Then I cube 3, 27. There we go. So this can be a little challenging. So now we're going to do this in decorator form. And when you first see this, you might say what and why, but in our next video in Django, you'll see awesome implementation of this, because what a decorator does is it changes a function. So let's just get after it. So, all right, we're not running anything, so we don't need it. So now we're going to clear this up, and we're going to go def num, take in x, return x. And as you can see, I'm returning because I'm creating. So not print, return. So now above this, I need to create we're just going to do a cube, because taking an exponents into a decorator is even a little bit more complicated. We're just doing this really clean right now. We can do it. It just is another layer and can get very complicated very quickly. So same principle, just we're not declaring we're saying, hey, we're taking in a function. Then that function, which is going to be typical, we just call these wrappers, because we're just like a function wraps a set of operations, wraps it up, turns it into a function, so you don't have to repeat it and you can call it again. A decorator wraps up a function inside a function, which is a decorator. So, all right, that's a mouthful. Wrapper. Then we take in arguments. We're going to do a number, and then we're going to do a string variation of this. then return the function. So very similar to this, return the function with the argument. Now, our cube is just cubing, so it's going to be to the power of 3. Then return our function, wrapper, remember? So we're in here, return this function. So we're in here, so return this function, return the wrapper. All right, let's put all this in memory. Now, you may or may not have seen this. So now I'm decorating this function with this cube decorator. So now, going forward, every time I call num, it's going to cube it. All right? Put that in memory. So when I call num and I pass it an argument, it cubes it. Pulls this, it says, oh, I know what you want to do. You want to decorate this and cube everything about this. And I wrap this, take this up here, boom. All right. Sometimes that's easier to understand. Sometimes strings are easier to understand. So we're going to do a string. So we got def, hi, then return, what is it? Oh, yeah. Hi, how are you? Close that out. Then we're going to decorate this. We're going to turn this all upper. So def, upper, take in the function. Now here's one with no arguments. So then def, wrapper, no function, or no argument, because sometimes this one's easier to understand. Then what? Wrapper, right? So I want you to look at this. So this creates this. So this is equivalent to right here. Does that make sense? So basically also here is the same as that. So I like to have these similar. So we take this, plaster that right there, dot upper. So when I decorate this with upper, and I run it, and I call hi, I get this string, and this method understands that this is a string, kicks this out all in upper. Now you might say, why in the world, why wouldn't you just do this? Great question. Next Django video, you're going to see why. Because you can decorate specific functions for extra functionality. So you don't have to go and deal with it. You're just going to lay it on top and augment and run this through. So there we go, guys. I hope I boiled this down and made this super clear, because I'd meant to do this a long time ago, but didn't get really any kind of response on the nested functions. So I didn't think we were there yet. But these are decorators, and we kind of tiptoed around it with asynchronous because it used to be completely different. But these are decorators. This is how you decorate a function and utilize them wrapping in other functions. And func tools, I think we touched on that as well. These are the building blocks of very advanced subjects. So please drop any comments, questions, or any video requests down below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. And if you haven't, check out this video right here or this one right down here. And most important, make sure you're hitting this subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.